Welcome, Troglodytes. I hope you enjoy this special episode.
Hey Troglodytes, welcome to a special edition of Trogly's Guitars. Today we're going to take an inside look at the rarest Norland era Gibson, the Les Paul. If you're not familiar with this model, this is basically a Les Paul custom built in the mid to late 70s with the finest woods available. They have a very cool ebony, rosewood, ebony fretboard as you're seeing, with gorgeous black and red binding as you're seeing. This was limited to around, I believe, 77 pieces. They were available in a natural finish as well as a rare wine red. This one is a gorgeous, slightly aged example
of a natural V Les Paul.
The hardware on a V Les Paul kind of varied depending on the year. They all had the harmonica bridge, as you're seeing, but some of them, towards the late 70s, such as this one, had the TP6 tailpiece, as opposed to a traditional tailpiece. But you can see most things that are plastic on a normal Les Paul are wood on this one. All early examples got all wood appointments, including the switch tip, the toggle switch ring there, as well as the pickup rings, which are kind of L6S styled. You can actually tilt them and have 3 different adjustings. You can also see the pickguard is also wood, as well as the knobs. Some later editions did not have all the wood appointments. Some got plastic pickup rings. More commonly, you get like a brass nut. Something to take a close look at is the nut. It's kind of scalloped there. It's very cool. So let's take an inside look at this beautiful Gibson guitar. As you can see here on the headstock, you have the beautiful abalone mother of pearl mix on the custom shop logo, as well as the Gibson logo. You have beautiful pearloid tuners, and underneath the truss rod cover, you can see a very beautiful maple neck with a fully functioning truss rod. Perhaps one of the coolest features is the truss rod cover itself. It's a very beautiful piece of wood. On the back it says number 2. It says the Les Paul in red. That's really cool. Once again, that's a kind of a very dark black rosewood. Then there's a red layer and a more rosewood looking layer that gives it that prestigious look. The Les Paul. The next part is the pickguard here. What's really cool about this, once again, it's got the binding on it. It is just gorgeous. And what's really cool is, since it's wood, they actually kind of lacquered it. So you can see in the light where there's actually finish checking on the pickguard, which is kind of cool. And then the back of the pickguard here, very similar. It feels a little more wood-like, so I don't think they lacquered both sides, just the front. A little hard to tell, but you can see where the finish was much lighter at one point in time with the pickguard removed there. Now, big surprise here, besides having the extra mounting ring there, is that it actually has T-top pickups. I was expecting tar backs. As you can see, there's a little extra routing in there than a regular Les Paul for the third leg. Now this bottom one is a little too short to pull out to show you, but it is exactly the same. As you can see, it's got the fine-tuning tailpieces. These were found stock on some V Les Pauls in the late 70s, as well as like the 2550 anniversary. Some artisans had them as well. And harmonica bridges, you typically only found these in the early 70s on SGs. Very cool hardware. Let's take a nice close-up of the fretboard here. Once again, it's an ebony, rosewood ebony fretboard. And the frets on this are actually pretty tall and wide for the era that this guitar was made. You have the beautiful abalone inlays. Some are brighter than the others, and some are dark. It's just how it naturally ages. The board was just cleaned, polished, and everything is looking good on this one. I love the dark binding. I wish more Gibsons had this. And the red lines are just another piece onto the cake. Gorgeous fretboard. Another thing to look at here is the poker chip. It is similar to everything else where it has the sandwich of the rosewood, red, and regular look. So you have the red rhythm and red treble. And then you have the solid wood toggle switch tip. As far as strap buttons go, it's just your standard kind of brass looking strap button. Another cool thing that not everybody knows is underneath the plaque that's on them, right there, that's screwed to the headstock, there actually is a serial number under there, a traditional serial number, you know, the year, day, year production, which is something I did not even know. So that's really cool, taking that off and seeing that it's actually double serialed. I'm kind of interested why they didn't put like the plaque here or like right here on the neck, seeing as it has both. Also, you can see they're the standard Schaller-made Gibson tuners with non-traditional perloy tips on them. Very cool, similar to a Spotlight Special, but not exactly the same.
The back of the neck on these The Les Pauls, I was almost expecting it to be like a three-piece neck because that's what a lot of the higher-end Gibsons had back in that era. But no, this one is actually a straight one-piece Australian maple neck. But just look at all that flame. Even as you move it, you see how much flame there really is.
If you've ever had a 70s Gibson, you can see that the inside here with the tin shielding plate is also on the Les Paul model. You can see that the wiring is actually the exact same as a regular Les Paul Custom as well. This one appears to be untouched. As well, you can see the toggle switch cavity is also very similar. Let's take a look at the back plate covers. Once again, nice rosewood. It's not every day you get to see a nice up-close look at these. They've got gorgeous wood grain on them, and once again, they were lacquered very lightly. Now, these don't have the red binding on them, but interestingly enough, they do have a number written on the back. And definitely a more less finished feel on the back. Same with the toggle switch cavity cover. Gorgeous. And this one also has a 9. Now Gibson outsourced the wooden appointments on the guitar, so it's possible that the manufacturer just made these in pairs, so this was pair 9. Clearly this is a very beautiful guitar.
Just look at it in its glory.
But while it's a very beautiful guitar, the question remains, how does she sound?
I hope you guys enjoyed this up close look at a very rare The Les Paul. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see many more videos just like this one. Take care.